Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here this morning. This is Matt Tour with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. I'm in the annuity department here at IMES. Been here for a number of years, over 20 years now. So really good to have you on board here this morning. It's always good to have people working on a Friday. So always a benefit to all parties involved. But we're glad you could join us here this morning. We'll be discussing our new virtual lead system, and we'll be joined by Rob here shortly from the lead operator. So we'll go ahead and go to Rob here in a few minutes, but I'm very happy you could join us. We got some great information for you this morning. We've been testing this system for the last few months. We've been pleased with the results. So we are going to be rolling this out to the field here the next few weeks and make sure that you are aware of what's available in your area. And these virtual leads with what's going on in the space right now with clients. A lot of clients want to meet virtually, not really wanting to meet face to face right out of the gate. So this is a great lead program, and we're looking forward to really getting things rolling on this here the next number of weeks and keep things going here down the road here in 2020. We at IMES offer a couple really nice programs to our agents. We've got a referred producer program where you can earn additional dollars based on referring other agents to IMES. You get a $50 bonus when your agent gets licensed, and then you receive a 20 basis point override on their production throughout the year. So if you were to refer $2 million producers to us, that'd be $4,000 in your pocket. I know I have a number of agents that call me every quarter. When are those referral checks going out? How much is mine going to be? It's a very popular item we have, and we pay those on a quarterly basis. And it's really a nice program for the agents that like to refer other agents to us. And that's a great way for us to build our group of agents up. So we do appreciate those. We also have our marketing reimbursement program. What we do is we put $100 in a bank account for every $100,000 of premium you do on the indexed annuity side of the business. As you write more business, your bank account grows. What we do is we reimburse half your cost. So if you put on a seminar that costs you $3,000, we'll reimburse you half of that cost. So that'd be $1,500. And you participate in this lead program we're going to talk about today, and you spend $2,000 on your leads for that month, we'll reimburse you $1,000 towards that lead system. So really nice program to utilize. And we have a lot of agents that have some very nice marketing accounts built up, and we see thousands of dollars going out to them on a monthly basis. So really nice program on that side also. And that marketing reimbursement, that is paid out on a monthly basis. So really nice program there. We also have our new producer builders. What this is for new agents that join IMES. You can qualify for different levels of builders. So basically it's the incentives you earn based on production. We have anywhere from $100,000 level up to $1 million level. A lot of different items you can choose from, including preset appointments, which this will be part of. We've got the Ritz-Carlton getaway. We've got cash incentives. We've iPads. I mean, a lot of different things you can utilize. We've got a Retirement Boss Radio, which is a radio program you can take advantage of. I know that Dave Pemper, who's in charge of that, has been very successful on the radio program, and that's been a nice feature we've offered here the last couple of years. And then lead-wise, we've got some Social Security systems. We also have the virtual lead program now, so that'd be another item of interest you can utilize based on those new producer perks. So it's something you can take advantage of here through IMES. One thing that I think is very valuable with any lead system is having a really good fact-finding system. And the Retirement Analyzer is a software program we have available to you in the field. You can utilize this software program, ask the client questions, kind of where they stand now for savings, retirement needs, kind of give them a picture where they stand today, where they want to be 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years down the road. Gives you a really nice output, a lot of bright colors, graphs, pie charts, and you can plug in different information based on the client. Maybe they have a premature death of a spouse, maybe they have a nursing home stay, You got turbulent economic times like we're going through right now. You can plug in those details, and it really gives them a good overall picture of, what they need to save going on the next few years in order to meet those numbers they're looking for down the road to really sustain their cost of living and be able to enjoy retirement and not having to be a Walmart greeter or getting a part-time job to really close the gap on the retirement needs. So I think this retirement analyst would really go hand in hand with any lead program. And then when you have a client on the phone virtually, or if you're meeting face to face, having a really good fact finder that we have available through the retirement analyzer. We have a couple other good fact finders you can utilize. It does really come in handy in order to enhance your promotion of your products, and also figuring out what the client needs moving forward. Definitely a good system to look at there. We also have meetings we put on. Typically, it's 3 to 4 times a year. With what's going on with the pandemic this year, we've really had to cut those back, and we'll probably start doing these back again in 2021. What we do is we fly in, say, 40 to 45 agents from throughout the country. We put on a 2-day meeting, and really a nice meeting we put out there. It's all expense paid. We pay for your flights, we pay for your driving. We take care of you from basically when you leave your airport till you get to the meeting site. All the transportation's taken care of. We feed you drinks, put you up for 2 nights. Really nice program there. If you have interest in maybe looking at doing one of our academies down the road, I just launched a poll. Make sure you check off yes on there. And we've got some meetings coming up, probably the first and second quarter of 2021. We bring in some really good speakers. We have some of our stellar agents, they're doing lots of business, come in and give some really good sales ideas. We bring in Dave Pemper, our sales coach. He typically attends these meetings. And we bring in some other specialists that go over lead system software, different information on index strategies, life insurance, the large case management, a lot of good details you'll pick up over 2.5 days. And it's really amazing when these agents go back after being at one of these meetings, how much production they do in the next 90 days after they've been to one of these meetings. It really helps get them motivated, and they get home and they get off running. They just take off and do some good business here from that point forward. So definitely worth our time to bring you agents in, and definitely worth your time in attending. So definitely something to take a look at based on our upcoming meetings coming up in 2021. So we will keep you posted when those are going to be. And we typically have 3 to 4 of these a year. We do about 1 a quarter. We hold these typically in Omaha, Nebraska, or Des Moines, Iowa, kind of in the center of the country. We try to do these when things warm up a little bit. So we get these started sometime in March, and then we do them throughout the year. And we look forward to having you in 2021 to one of those meetings. So definitely keep that in mind moving forward. And I'll leave this poll open for about another 10 seconds. If some of you have interest in attending, go ahead and mark off yes. We'd love to have you on board for that next meeting next year. And we look forward to meeting you in person. It's always good to meet some of the agents that we've been working with over the years and bring them into these meetings. It's a really good bonding situation. We can get to know you get to know some of the home office personnel we have the meeting at, get to meet some of our IMES employees. Really nice combination there. I'll go ahead and close this poll up real quick and get moving forward here. Again, we do thank you for coming on board today. I know that your time is very valuable here in the situation we're currently under. I know that we've seen a lot of agents really just getting started here the last few weeks based on some of the shutdowns in the states, and agents are consistently looking for new ways to get in front of people right now. I mean, they're looking for ways to expand their businesses. They've been, kind of shut down the last 2-3 months. And we at IMES are trying to find ways to get you in front of more people. And we've got a great system we're looking at right now and utilizing. So we're going to have Rob join us right now. I know Rob's a great individual that works with the virtual preset appointment company. And good morning, Rob. Glad you could join us today.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for the invite, for sure.
You got it. we'll go ahead and get
Um,
started as soon as you'd like, and we'll get
yeah,
things.
for sure. So, a couple things. Most of you guys have been in the industry, and we'll cut it short for all of you on this Friday. But essentially, there's a couple things we do that's a little bit different. We are an appointment setting company. We're not in the lead business. A couple things that we do that are different. Number one, probably the two biggest things that set us apart are going to be, number one, we never give away anything for free when we create an appointment. So we don't give away free iPads, free business trips, free anything else like that, or pleasure trips, whatever. So the clients that we reach out to know that they're coming to have a pension/retirement review. That's number one. And, I would say the second thing or second biggest thing out of there is we create, deliver, sell, confirm one single appointment one time to a single agent. So, basically what we do, we work in a few different markets. One of them is the colleges, universities, community colleges. We also do firemen, policemen, city, county, municipal markets, as well as the K through 12. So think about the schools and the school teacher markets. So those are essentially the areas we work in to create appointments. The cool thing about this is two things is, hey, every one of these people has jobs, which is a huge deal. The other thing that I think is a huge advantage for a lot of agents that have been in the industry for a while, one of the biggest challenges they always say is, hey, everybody I run into that has a job and has money has a financial planner. How do I get around it? When you jump into this market and you're doing pension reviews, you'll find it's a very neglected area by agents. And with some of the training through IMS, you'll be able to learn some of those little caveats that'll help you guys get by some of those to be able to obtain new clients. So basically, our system, pretty easy, simple sign up process. Those of you who are interested in it eventually will reach out to the people in IMS. They have a special sign up, and they will lead you down the path to, getting you registered. As you go through the registration process, pretty easy. You'll pick out some of the areas you want to work in, different markets. They can be added or changed at any time. From there, and you go through that sign up process. After you pick those districts out, our system creates a calendar for you. Inside of this calendar, you will be able to block out any time that you do not want appointments. So one of the real nice things is, hey, I don't work on Fridays, no problem. You block your calendar out for a certain amount of time, and we'll pull a calendar up here shortly. But, one thing I do want to go over, we're talking about the pandemic and what's gone on there and the opportunities that are really have come about from the pandemic. I know a lot of agents have been like, hey, I haven't been able to leave my house. Nobody wants to meet with me. What we've seen on our side's been a little bit different. I reached out to our sales team, and we've been in business for quite a while, and have some clients we've had out there for 6, 7, 8 years, and a lot of those clients now have reached back out to us. Previously, of course, pre-corona, we were doing all the face-to-face meetings. We were doing about 80, probably 95% of our business, I should say, face-to-face. We do have a bigger group that had been buying virtual appointments, so we made a little bit of a pivot. So a virtual VC/Zoom meeting appointment. There's a huge opportunity to be able to get in front of people, and it's a big increase in the efficiency, for agents. So the opportunity on that side's been amazing. Is the coronavirus has spiked across the country. It has been difficult to secure those in-person meetings. Right now, as a company, what we are seeing, everywhere, even in some of the outlying areas like, maybe Wyoming or Montana, we're seeing still requests for virtual meetings only, So, like I said, getting together with IMS on this deal, they've got some training pieces for you as well that they'll be able to help you with. And that's what will kind of take you into the next step. I tell some of the clients that we deal with, you guys as agents, you guys have already been going on, VC type appointments before. in the past, dealing with the carriers, when they're doing presentations to you, I've done them via Zoom, and you've been the participant instead of the presenter. And now you're kind of just doing role reversals. So one of the things we say to agents is, hey, leave your keys on the counter, your car in the garage, go to the keys on your desktop or your laptop. That's going to start your new vehicle, whether it's Zoom, GoToMeeting, whatever it is. And that's what's going to drive you to your next appointment, basically. So, like I said, the appointments we create, they're all virtual right now. They are preset. We do all the confirming for everybody. The couple markets, just to review that again: colleges, universities, the K through 12 education system. And then, of course, we also do any of the municipalities. So think about firemen, policemen, city, county, those municipal people as well. And lots of opportunity in those areas. So if that makes any sense. And then what do we got going here next as far as process-wise? What happens when we reach out to people? How's the appointment created? We reach out to people, we start engaging them about their pensions and retirements. Hey, Sally, would you like to know when you can retire? Would you like to know what options are available for income when you retire? Would you like to know how many more years you possibly have to work? So that's the opening for you guys. When you get into this, you'll see as you review those, like I said, 91, 92% of the people have no clue what they're going to retire with. You'll be able to, get in there, do a pension review. You're showing them their gap. There is a retirement shortfall or a retirement income gap. Once the client decides, hey, I want to meet with an agent, we turn around and the client actually creates the appointment for the date and the time they want to meet. That appointment's created. And then if you're working in that area, the appointment's grabbed out of the system and then delivered to your calendar. So as you can kind of sit back there and watch, the nice thing about this is, you're off Friday, Saturday, you've maybe had a week off, whatever it is, you take your week off, you've got your calendar blocked out, you come back from vacation and your calendar's already full and you're up and running again. So the nice thing about this, hey, it's all daytime activity. We will sit there, we'll be able to fill those calendars up to make things happen. And the system runs easily 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You get up, hey, I've got an appointment. They run on 1 hour blocks. I've got an appointment with Sally Sue. You will, just hit her up and doing the Zoom type meeting. And, like I said, we've had great success across the board. A lot of the clients that we've been dealing with in the past have had some great responses and now have told us, hey, if and when things go back to whatever the new normal is, they will stay on the virtual appointments. So there, a lot of the groups, we've had about 85% of a response on that side with our existing clients that they will not be going back to the other type of appointment. So like I said, some of the areas, huge efficiency thing where we had agents before, like in LA areas where it's busy, or big spread out areas of Texas, they might have only been able to go on 1 or 2 appointments, maybe 3 or 4. Now they're going on, 8 a day if they want to. So, that's a nice point of it. Hey, Matt, do you have anything to comment on any of that so far at all, or?
Yeah, I think right now, based on, agents that are just getting started using these virtual appointments, there's some really good training videos you can utilize. So we've got some good videos you can watch, which will help you, with the whole process on, getting started with these virtual appointments. We've got a really good 3-series video that you can watch, and it kind of goes over the whole sale process of utilizing these virtual appointments and being able to, learn from watching these videos of what you should do on your appointments and help you get in front of those clients, down the road, and being able to utilize, the initial virtual appointment and maybe do some face-to-face appointments on your second, maybe third appointment. So you're probably looking at a 2 or 3 appointment sale using these leads and these appointments. So I think it's definitely good to have the video training, especially if you're not used to, being able to get into a payroll slot, or looking at that state pension retirement calculator. I mean, a lot of these individuals think that I'm going to retire in 5 years, and I've been making 60, 70, $80,000 a year. When I retire, I'm going to be making the same amount of money. When in reality, they retire, their money is cut in half. I mean, instead of making 70,000, they're going to make maybe between 35 and $40,000 a year. So their expectations are over the top. And then when you have to bring them back to reality and say, look, are you going to be able to live on $40,000 a year where you're used to living on 70? We need to find something to fill that gap. And that's where you as the agent come into play, where you can do the lifetime income payments. You can set up a SPIA to pay them out certain amounts. Maybe they want to have more money in their late 50s, early 60s to live on, as opposed to what they'll need in their late 60s and 70s. Set them up on a higher income to start with, and then kind of have that tail down a little bit, when they get 10, 15 years into the program. And that's where these appointments come into play, is you really need to educate these individuals on what they're going to be getting, and not have them living in the dream world where, I'm making 70 grand a year now. When I retire, I'm going to be pulling in 70 to $80,000 a year on retirement. That simply is not going to happen. So they really have to be educated on that side of it, and having these training videos, give you the information you need to be successful in the program is key. And I think utilizing that retirement analyzer software program, along the way with this system, and we do provide that retirement analyzer software program for free, as long as you're licensed through IMS and doing business through us, you'll get that program for free. And then these leads and these appointments actually, they can cost you some money up front, but as you make your sales and start making more and more money, I'm sure you can be ramping up the number of appointments you're going to be getting, and really, move forward and earning more and more money as you stay in the program. So really a nice combination there. I know that we'll be going over the calendar here next, and it's really a nice piece, as Rob had mentioned, where you get a lot of good information on your clients. I mean, it's going to give you their name, their address, their phone number, their email address. I mean, it gives you a nice overview of each client. You want to go over any additional information that's included with
I
those
was
there,
just
Rob?
going to say, for sure, on that, you guys, what you see on these calendars right here in front of you, this is an example of an agent's calendar. We blocked out some of the information on there just for privacy concerns, of course, but every appointment's going to show you something along the lines of this, and you'd be able to click on the appointment. What you see in gray is where an agent has blocked out their calendar. Everything you see in green is an appointment. So this kind of gives you an idea. I know some of you guys have been on appointment systems before, and they're like, hey, yeah, I was paying $300-400 an appointment. Well, number one, because of your association with IMS, you're not going to be anywhere in that area. That's number one, because they've worked on negotiating some VIP prices and some special treatment for you guys. But number two is, in the past, when we've had clients like that, they're like, yeah, I prepaid for $3,000 worth of appointments at $500 a whack, and I only got 3 appointments over the last 4 months. As you can see, our system's not like that. If you leave your days wide open, we can and will put, usually in most cases, 5, 6, 7 appointments on your calendar in a single day. So the cool thing too, association with IMS, you guys have no contracts. This is some other stuff we'll go over, but essentially, the calendar is it's sort of like a personal assistant for you. The more appointments you want, the more open your calendar is. The less appointments you want, the less open your calendar is. So think about this. Hey, like I said, all daytime activity. The system runs Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. An agent can opt in independently for Saturday and or Sundays. So if you want to work 7 days a week, hey, you're more than welcome to. But the nice part about it is, you're going on vacation for 3 days, no problem blocking out on your calendar. You're meeting with a pre-existing client you've had at 3 o'clock on next Thursday, block it out in your calendar. You won't receive any appointments. So like I said, we're just looking for open time on there. On this particular example, there's a note on here. some of the clients will write a book and a half, and some of them won't put anything in there. But the one thing they're all there for is they're there to have a pension retirement review. So that's what they're expecting you to do. As far as on the sales side, it's sort of like Matt told you guys, hey, lots of opportunities. These people don't realize 91 to 92% of the people are going to have no clue of what they're retiring with. So the other thing is the ancillary business we see written on this with spouses, and having that access is another huge caveat in this business. So lots of opportunity, real high, super high referral rates if you ask in this business as well. We have a group out there that's probably getting about 4.2, 4.3 referrals per appointment they're going on. It's that high. So, but anyway, you can kind of see what happens when our system's pretty cool. When you go through that sign up process, you'll be able to put your cell phone in your back office. When we create and deliver an appointment for you, the system will automatically text you. It would say, hey, Matt, if Matt's the agent, Matt, please check your calendar and your email. An appointment's been delivered to your calendar. And so then you can either go to your email and check it out, go to your calendar and check it out. We do confirm these appointments. We bill on the day of appointment. So if you had 2 appointments on your calendar today, you would be billed on those 2 appointments. When we confirm those appointments, we may end up losing an appointment. So if you look on Friday the 5th on this example, there's 5 appointments on that calendar. Prior to that, we would reach out and confirm with those clients. And what would happen if we end up losing an appointment or 2 out of there? It would come off the agent's calendar. The agent would be notified the same way via text and notifying them that, hey, an appointment's been removed for your calendar. And of course, the agent wouldn't be billed. So that's basically how that works. Matt, do you have anything pop up there that you want me to go over that I missed?
Well, I mean, one thing to keep in mind is when you schedule your appointments, I mean, how many you want to do a week. So say you want to run 6 a week, then let's say you have 3 open days, and then Rob's going to he's going to fill out those 6 appointments between those 3 days. So you might have, 1 one day, 3 the next, and then 2 the next day. It just depends on how those fall into order. But Rob's going to, do what he does to get those appointments filled based on those 3 open days you have. And you pick and choose how many you want to do, a week or a month. It just depends on your schedule. And then, as he mentioned, there's no contract. You don't have to sign up for X amount of weeks or X amount of months. You can run these leads over the next 4 weeks, and you can choose that maybe you want to hold off for 2 more weeks, whatever it might be, and you can hold off. Just block your calendar out for as many weeks as you need to have off based on the situation. But you pay for these leads as you get them, and you're not as Rob mentioned, you're not paying for leads up front, where you're putting down $3,000 or $4,000 to get 6 or 7 leads, where that number is. You're paying for these leads as they get on your calendar.
And yeah, one thing I want to say on that, important couple things, and I've been giving Matt crap about this, so we're going to laugh, but they are appointments, not leads. Everybody thinks that the insurance industry is so pushed into the lead part. But the other thing, guys, hey, this is just keeping your pipeline full. One of the biggest challenges of the insurance industry is, hey, home run, strikeout, home run, strikeout. I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm rich, I'm poor. You get these appointments filling up your calendars, and you get that constant flow of business to follow up on the seconds. Most of them, like Matt had said, are 2 to 3 appointment closers. You're good to go. You get that pipeline filled up, and that's really what makes the difference. I mean, you look back, when you get those big checks, well, it's from activity from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever the time frame is, and that's where you do the business, and so having that opportunity is a huge asset to everyone.
Right.
What you're going to see, you want to go over this stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. So the types of sales you're going to see. I mean, when you get these appointments, your age group's going to be basically between 35 and 65. So, you're going to have some younger individuals that, they may be married and they just had some children. They're going to need some life insurance needs. So your younger age group may not be the big annuity opportunity, but they're going to be a life insurance opportunity. Now, I know we talked about this yesterday, but the average age of these leads is like 48 years old. So, I mean, you've got a group of people older and you got some that are younger, but you see more older individuals who are going to be more in your 403B markets, rolling money over from maybe an old 403B they might have had at a previous location or 401k, and being able to look at some other options for savings. Maybe they're only built, retirement wise, to be making X amount of dollars, and they need to increase that by $5,000 a year, or $10,000 a year. You can start up a savings program with them where they're putting money away on a monthly basis and being able to reach those goals down the road. So a lot of rollover opportunities when you got people approaching that age where they're retiring early. Maybe they're retiring at age 58, to 62, and they need to find a gap for that income where they're not going to start collecting additional Social Security until age 62, but they've got 4 years to cover between 58 and 62. They need to find ways to, to bridge those gaps. And that's where you see a lot of sales opportunities. And as you well know, people like retiring earlier now in life, especially with these public schools and other groups, pushing people out earlier, buying them out. Maybe they get a $100,000 buyout to retire now as opposed to retiring in 3 years from now. I mean, we see some of that going on. And when someone gets a chunk of change that they're not used to having, the worst thing they can do is spend it all now. They need to use that money, to get them through the next 4 years, to get them through the next 5 years until they reach that higher retirement age where they've got Social Security, they've got their pension, they've got multiple dollars coming in, whereas right now, all they have is their pension. So definitely some opportunities there, and you see a diverse group age-wise. And if you're an agent out there in the field that's used to working both the life insurance and the annuity side of the business, you're miles ahead as opposed to someone that's only doing one of the two. So I think you really have to focus on being able to to rotate back and forth. Anything else you want to cover on that, Rob?
No, I think you're 100% correct. I mean, the opportunities there and the shortfalls are there for sure. I mean, they're all surprised. These people also, you run into the pension shortfall, but a lot of them don't realize, just like Matt had said, hey, yeah, well, you're only going to make 42 grand a year, Sally, and she's like, what? Well, they don't also realize, hey, they have some tax liability on that 42,000. So the picture is really even worse than just the pension shortfall. There is that tax shortfall, tax liability shortfall as well.
Right.
You want to
We
go
do
into this
an
part?
introductory offer. I know that I've been getting some questions about pricing and what's involved to get started. I know a lot of your appointment setting groups require a setup fee, and then there's some introductory fees along with that. And the great thing about this program is there's no setup fee. There's no upfront cost. You only pay for the leads for the appointments as you're receiving them. And I know we set up a great price right now at $64 an appointment to get started. And I'm not sure how long that price is going to last, but I would say you definitely take advantage of that price over the next few months, because as everything, gets more costly, I would not guarantee that rate's going to last to the end of the year. So we really need to take advantage of that rate and be able to utilize that lower cost to get things up and running. And as Rob mentioned, there's no contract to sign, so you're not locked in for 6 months. You're not locked in for whatever that time frame is. Once you get started, you can stay in as long as you want. I mean, if you're making sales, which I know you're going to be, you want to keep getting these appointments as long as you possibly can. Anything you want to add into that, Rob?
No, I mean, I think the big thing is, I agree with you. A lot of opportunity. You guys, hey, your association with IMES is giving you some juice. They've picked up some sign up fees. They picked up all your monthly access fees. It's out of pocket going to save you a couple $1,000 right out of the hole. The only thing you're going to be billed is the $64 per appointment, and it's billed on the day of the appointment. So nice thing about us, hey, we don't want you to be an accountant. We don't want to be one either. You don't have to keep track of anything that way. You receive your billing. We bill your credit card on the day of the appointment and be $64 right now. So I think it's a huge opportunity on that side. And it's nice to see, an IMO going out there and negotiating on behalf of their agents that are attached to them and doing a little bit extra work to make sure they're successful.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And we think that this is very fair priced, to you in the field. And I don't know of anywhere else you can go and run good appointments for that kind of money. I mean, we see some other vendors that, they're charging $200, $300 an appointment, and these are very well in line at $64 appointment to get started. So definitely worth your time and getting going. Now, Rob, I know I'll have some agents that will ask, what's the availability in their area? What are you seeing on, areas of the country that, have more spaces available than others? Or are you looking at pretty wide open across the country right now? Or what's your thought on that?
It is really wide open. We do business in every state in the country. There's a couple areas where, we've got a few agents, and I mean, it's just less than a handful. My suggestion on that, is reaching out to the team in IMES, and they'll be able to fill you in on that stuff. But, like I said, it's 2 or 3 places. I think we went over some of those yesterday a little bit, Matt,
Mm-hmm.
but at least reach out to them, and those guys will be able to fill you in on that stuff. And the other thing is too, you guys keep in mind too, you could be going, hey, I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Well, you can work Jacksonville. We have clients that are in Florida that are from Pennsylvania and multi-state licensed. They're running both states right now. So,
Right.
although everybody, a lot of the agents out there, hey, you guys that have been meeting face to face forever and going, hey, I can't do any business, it's like the opportunity is really rising from this, So we're seeing most of our clients having huge increases just because that accessibility. The other thing out there for you guys that are, agency owners, hey, if you want to help build the team, and bring on some more people that way, there's an opportunity. And I always use Texas as an example because it's a big state. But hey, you've got an office in Dallas, and you've always wanted to open an office in San Antonio and El Paso and Galveston. Well, now you can go get some appointments in those areas, create a book of clientele, and then turn around, and as you start to recruit in those areas, you can pass off some of your clients to your new employee that you're
Mm-hmm.
overriding. So lots of opportunities, you guys, just more than just the appointments for sure. Team building side of it can be huge as well.
Right. And with the focus now on using e-applications, where you're doing the application online, and companies are not requiring you to be face to face with clients to do applications. I mean, this goes hand in hand with this lead program. I mean, you can run appointments, driving wise 4 hours away, but on their computer, they're 1 second away. I mean, you get online, you have your virtual appointment, and clients interested, they like what you say, let's get things started. I've got the e-application loaded, that maybe your second appointment's virtually, you do the e-application online, you do the e-signature, boom, you spent, 45 minutes to an hour, and you sold $100,000 annuity, and you just made, $5,000 to $7,000 on that one virtual appointment. So it can be huge. I mean, you getting the right person at the right time and doing everything virtually. You don't have to, travel from here, to 5 hours, 6 hours away, across the state to meet with someone. You can do it all online, and it saves you a lot of gas money. It saves you a lot of headache, but having to get up and, drive, 5 hours there and 5 hours back. You can do that, over, 10 seconds, you get, everything going. So I think using this virtual system, with using e-applications, it's a great combination. And I know we're doing a special right now here at IMES where you do your first e-app with us, you get $50 based on that first app. And then we're doing weekly $100 drawings every week for anyone that wrote an e-app the week before. You can win $100 every week based on, those drawings we do. So I think it's a great combination right now, Rob, and I think it's a win-win for everyone based on the system we have right here. Anything you want to
Absolutely.
move
Absolutely.
forward with here?
No, I really think that's it. Like I said, hey, the opportunity's knocking, real easy, you can do it from the comfort of your home or your office or whatever. You can do business anywhere. And hey, COVID, unfortunately, not so good in a lot of ways, but it has raised an opportunity. Last thing I would say, it's kind of pushed the industry ahead about, probably 5-6 years. And really, this is going to be the future of the business. On our side, as an appointment tech company, over the last 3 or 4 years, we've seen an increase across the board year after year prior to the coronavirus of people requesting and wanting more virtual appointments. So it's just the way society is going. So, like I said, huge opportunity, a little bit of change. Got to do a little pivot as an agent. But I still think there's a ton of opportunity to increase your efficiency. And hey, if you can see, 2 or 3 more people a day than you were seeing in the past, and you can close 2 of those 3 people, you just quadrupled or tripled up your business, doubled to triple up your business. So the opportunity's there.
Right. And being on today's event, we're going to send you out a virtual guide which gives you some really good tools you can utilize in the field, with these virtual meetings. And then you get video conferencing best practices, how you should set things up on your end with the video, and make sure you're in a clean workspace, you dress nice, you look good, and be able to utilize, that video conferencing. And then, as I mentioned, spending the business digitally, that really saves time on your end, having to fill out forms. I mean, once you get used to using these e-apps, you can crank those things out in about 15 minutes. It doesn't take long at all to get those things done. Did have a question come up here regarding companies that we represent. We have over 30 companies. We have all the best companies out there in the field right now based on annuities and life insurance programs. So really a good combination on that side. Otherwise, can you hear me now, Rob?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I had someone say that there was no audio there for a second. So yeah, so basically, we've got some great tools here to utilize with these appointments, and having the video teaching materials we have, that's also going to help on your side. And then another question came up, Rob, regarding people have concerns about some of the older individuals that don't like to do video Zoom meetings or stuff like that. Do you run into that very often, Rob, where people are uncomfortable with doing the video meetings?
It's been really rare, to be honest with you, on that side. Occasionally, but some of the agents have been able to just pivot that into a phone call. But not considering the volume of business we do, it is a very big rarity on that side. Anymore, you as an agent, if you want to do a Zoom meeting, everyone has a cell phone. You can take your Zoom link and text message them the Zoom link, and it's pretty much an easy one-click stop via a cell phone to attend a meeting anymore. So we're not really seeing that on our side.
Right. And another question came up, based on these appointments, are you able to run some in person? And have you seen much of that where the person transitions from the digital conference more to an in-person up front?
Excellent
Is that something you
question.
see?
Yeah, and we have, we've got a client. He's in matter of fact in Scottsdale, Arizona, and he's doing that. He's kind of, hey, reaching out on the phone right away, and then kind of trying to spin it basically into one of an appointment at his office. The guy's got a beautiful office now. Now he is not doing that. Arizona kind of just locked back down again, but he was
Right.
doing that, 3 or 4 weeks ago. So, we see some agents and have a little bit of success with it. But it's just going to depend on the comfort of the client, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And as he states, open back up and close back up. I mean, it really is a state by state situation based on where you live and what's going to be available in those areas. But trying to keep this down to like 45 minutes to 50 minutes here this morning. Don't take up your entire day, but you'll be contacted. I know I just ran a poll on people that had interest in being contacted regarding the system. I know we've got a great group of individuals here at IMES. They'll be calling out, this afternoon, also on Monday, to kind of revamp any questions you have regarding the system. Find out if you've been utilizing any type of lead system, appointment system here in the last, say, 4 months. Have you tried some virtual appointments? Does this sound like something you want to get involved in? And with the training that's also included, I think that you can really become an expert within the first couple weeks and start doing these Zoom appointments. And you're going to garner some information where, as you meet with these people, you're going to start getting a lot of the same questions from these individuals, and being able to get those answered and get everything moving forward. You're going to be very comfortable with these programs and know how to approach these appointments and be able to utilize these and make sales down the road based on these. So I think the upfront training is going to be good for you, and being able to utilize your expertise in the field, making these virtual appointments work and moving forward with those. Anything you want to add on that, Rob?
No, I think that's basically it. Like I said, huge opportunity right now. IMES has gone to bat for you guys. My suggestion, reach out to them. They have all the sign up information. We'll be able to provide you with some special coding that'll give you those inside prices and be able to answer any other questions, and go from there and get you guys up and running. A couple things really quick. I know seeing some stuff pop up, hey, how soon can I get appointments if you get in an area? Typically, we say 3 to 4 days. That would be, typical. Sometimes we don't have some fresh data, and we're always freshening up our data, make sure everything's new and up to date. So, in those cases, it can take a little bit longer, but typically 2 to 3 days. The other thing really quick, we'll never deliver an appointment sooner than it's usually 48 hours out. Once in a while, you get a 24-hour one out, but you won't get one delivered at midnight for 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, basically. So no need to worry there. But like I said, huge opportunity, no contract. I'm just going to bat for you on this stuff. To partner up with you guys and partner up with us. I think it's a great opportunity for a lot of the agents. So hopefully they take advantage of it.
Right. So if Sam gets signed up, say, next week on Tuesday, fills his calendar out, he should probably look forward to some appointments maybe the next week based on that?
Yep, absolutely. He could get a Friday, she could get a Friday appointment, but typically, I would say the following week they'd be up and running. So,
Good.
Pretty easy to do. So sign up process is going to take you guys about 10 minutes. That's all.
So how far out do they need to schedule their calendar? Are you looking at maybe schedule out 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that type
about
of
deal?
deal?
2 to 3 weeks. Yep. Typically we say 3 weeks. The other thing, those of you, I know another question popped up. Hey, does our calendar system sync with anybody's? Absolutely. We do sync with Google Calendar. Some of you who use Outlook Calendar or maybe a different calendar, what they've done is created a Google Calendar and then sync that other calendar system, in this case Outlook, with Google, and then sync the Google Calendar with our system, and everything seems to work. So the system does sync with calendars. So if you have a current calendar, guys, get in there, get registered, sign up, get your credit card in, do your calendar sync, and tell us to flip the switch, and you'd have appointments, in 3 to 4 days.
Excellent. Well, appreciate your time this morning, Rob. I know that we look forward to really jumping with both feet with this situation, and look forward to providing a lot of great appointments for the agents out there. I know that we had a great response today, a big group on this morning's webinar, and everyone will be contacted, as I mentioned, either today or Monday that attended the meeting. You can go over some specifics with our experts here in Omaha at IMES, and then we can get everything you need to get started. We do have to have you licensed with us to utilize our price. I know that we have a great price set up with Rob. And, if you're not licensed through IMES, you're going to be paying $25 an appointment more than you're going to be paying with us. So, you're going to save some good money by going through IMES and what we have to offer. So definitely worth your time to get licensed through our group and be able to utilize these appointments. So appreciate everyone's time this morning. It's a great having you here on a Friday. Everyone have a great weekend. Rob, thanks for your time this morning. Anything you want to close up with this morning?
Nope. Thank you all for being here. Look forward to meeting every one of you.
Sounds great. Rob, you have a great weekend yourself, and we look forward to really getting things up and running here next week. Everyone have a good
Thank you.
weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Bye now.